matimi anya show no ahwe no live but akwasi wo say ko pama register ne code celebration
na sisi award ni logo no so aba
ade aba
nti we ye bia
copyright abacho okay and I'm say some me be din komo na me yin free team nim
Obaba junior
and some me mama bank celebration ni imagine
oh there
na ho adua na me dua na
say eno de oye Chelsea fan tie no kwa ba dwene ho once we Chelsea fan de better anko Manchester ni dia
obi a odidi kra no so no e ko pa ma
ne you bet me
sa kwa no ko register dem say some me ba ni
kasa ya na edi team
na me ka chen say
ana me
junior enkofo no mo mpew
ya na edi team ana ya na ye de ye logo yes wonye enti no ni problem bia
junior de
obetimi aye
full celebration
obetimi aye celebration but obey Manchester ni pe oye prohibited on ka hu biem ti nkomo na no
on ka me go na dwen
oh dabi
o ka chen hey
emfa
is nkofo no
emfa
on so wo ko me ka kire o
emfa kwa bren
senko ho Kupama celebration now here is o ye be chew
team papa no
nti bra Manchester hold
team papa no
nti samuso onya dia no problem
nti ayi na 31st what na ba Saturday we
Saturday minini na eba
ye na
on se fatilo de ni sei ye ni akofidum fe obo ne babo
no now za onti omonzo asem
no surprising me rough
sane papa wo team fufuro no no zo team fufuro
I see
na no ye say Arsenal no be won ne ba no na ne ba ya tie gu no so ehuru papa yi pa
encha dum fa no pay in fact dum fa ne babo na pa no
yes so Manchester ni
very fit no wonder
Manchester
very fit
yes na no de uhuru ni papa enya asem go 20 no fitness work no ba na fa ko da na bra
me say me ba me ni junior na beba so eti ebusafo nkomo aye die ni na no eye love in share fam ye fitness work no ya me adoma me da ya idea ni me ya 31st edna edi dwumadie no ahihye so mpacho eye anopa enu nsia
Kumasi City Mall
ye no nsia na nye Ghana fo no nsia ni bia onze Ghana ha obi ka 6 a na say 80 no yeah, the 6K.
We the proper sex now.
We a proper one. It be 6 a.m. Na edijumadi no. Ye nina ye be shiem. Out the Kumasi City Mall. Ansana. Yafa A Street so.
Benantia.
Benantia.
You be the kind of Robis kakra.
Oh yeah.
Be the kind of Robis kakra.
Yeah, shake up. So no many ansana. Ya sa fa krom ya ko back to aye the Kumasi City Mall honey e ba kwa refresh ho na iwia
refreshment no na ojo si na ni jihu yi pa
refreshment no
sa abrofo no we ye bibia na sa abrofo no wo ma kwa bna kama pa
aye ye fitness work no ba ye refresh ho
mimi say we de obeye bibia na obeto won sa afra me ya hwe sa abrofo no pe refreshment
enti ye to ensa fro obia timi ba bi obia obanso a obambo bibia secured so your police form be di echi ambulance ka ho in case of emergency bia ambulance no so be sort niam out into any problem o de baby a wo bia no say mo ye kid fit mo betimi abejoin e ekuo amati bia mpesa mo de bejoin en ye work bia na kwan da ho we nya afi na abetu esika bia no one say do a memenda no na o shine awo Kumasi City Mall na ye nuanom Love FM ya kabum edi the fitness work no enso etimi edi ahihye so nyame show se nyame adoma so baba bi work de yo eye pa mso eye intibra bi na so bibia anya kama emfama ye ko Alaska Star Enterprise na Alaska de ho de demo siesie ni office de omna woni ma papa efun so enti ho no sama bullshit na abeto a huye na he price e dema ho na o de compare mo so mtonto the same ma bullshit ni bia utumi sa Alaska de aso wo de chew enya bibia ntie o the last time Sam na chairman woni me asa furuduo no se chado me matena ya hu se emfaso do bebre no emfaso bia ni so bi okofa niam ba no de bebre de agusu no enya emfaso bebre me mpani sa me pese me nuanom Ghana fo obia timi sese ni dem me bana me nyasempo akapra me pe no chense menya emfaso bebre na me nuanom intimi sese mo dem etimi so Alaska Star Enterprise wura ho koto blanket and anamaktia curtain eba no aroma diffuser ye de no original wanye ayifo nkofo omani nkitinkiti omudie bia ha ye de asante akade ni bia ha enya asem kito akranti say boy na esidem ho so a emadem we hwam etimpacho adakotobi per bed sheet ring light sofa cover ni na no Alaska Star Enterprise and I make come for the amount me pacho you kumase adum ho boss from her now also premises anoche plugs and me ho and our fair floor to do our incline opposite MTDD office in a honso me pamcho ayade Alaska Star Enterprise your friend nani any come our 0256 330075 Alaska Star Enterprise and number no ko na unso sese odam Uniat Practical Institute makase computer there so practical so enti oko computer school bi na da bia teacher ni ba what is computer give me 3 examples of air computer onye na adwo better computer wa hu ube school na computer na ne wa nkokra nkeye computer school there ukwa practicals so lecture wogina ho computer esu anim na de ye bibia ntu ube wie no ye kase wo share computer ho ade a na za wonso abe pa obu a ko computer school awie computer onim ho he so tim so union there ye de han ye nyabo treasure computer no data analytics me patroba no software engineering computer hardware and mobile phone technician e course a wie ya benya aduma ye network and cyber security engineering any the academy na intelligence artificial intelligence sorry and then your time can AI no in na oko union ta betimi akwa sa course no and so our school so said the obetie bia weekends na person kwa da ho open the regular obetimi akọ evening classes and so our ho and at distance classes and so in na available oko Uniat Practical Institute onso betimi akwa kusua me pacho Kumase sesan so ya udi si bus stop ho na se bia hu kwan na frɛ number yi 0555 383848 namuno mo eni komo sori bia me pacho ayanom rush energy drink titiri wa wo ye adwuma kakra bi na wa bre so o system no ayebody kosa drink pa wa hu ye o chine bi na supervisor ne ba ran no ha akwe adwuma mompam no asa wo ye adwuma kakra bi no wa bre enen so Ghana yi adwuma ho de ntim so o de o sori ano no rush energy drink essence ginseng wom vitamins wom caffeine wom and side effect and so ebi ni ho enti odoma o ye free o be stay active na science so energize o kama pa enti obi antobi na bibia enye kama emfama tap send eno eye bia ana apa ye de send sika efri abrochire ba Ghana enti abrochire from mutie show na no pay ye chiamu ni na good morning from Ghana na utie mi amsew tap send app no on download you there yenintam na download you there anytime bia no o said this carbon say very very convenient and simple to use so and then the say this can mu obi amade no obedi so we do the fast obasa kran so no anya records a chese na no hwan dey me say ni sika say the command department so to betimi equipi data and bibia and so ho na o say ni sika so na promo code no usu share fema more Canada and US say betimi anya $10 UK for £5 so and if for no Europeans so euro for no mo so betimi anya €5 enti me patcho download bi na bibia anya kama emfa ema cancel to me sha adura abibiduro kan wonu ma boawo ema honam na ya wo ya nyina no ebetimi atu ase enso atimi ade amantimi so cancel to me sha no nya ntobia ene ewu dwa so so nze de bia ba komase utobia ba boawo ye pa honam ya wo ya ebi anya wa ankasa ma me bi o papa bi ana onana ni bu o fa bi na honam eje de ya arthritic pain me kan for cancel to me sha ena ade ama ene anopay oko komase atonsu market ampacho dre ebi ho a on sabetimi akabi and on so the obefra number 0244 871 862 na onsa etimi aka wodru kama pa na so no wetimi anoma bia no aye kama enso edi amount ene anopay Alisa Deco na ye compacho ye pomba fa waso femme efiera fo muntie me onso a akohan dan na washroom ho aso ko efiera ne de na waye no and said me two stand and 2% opejam na emitu standard a mo nyina no muntie mi yie pa ko Alisa Deco okwa ho de washroom niama no ton titiw ane eye WC de tiefo wura ho an de babo nti saa bia me kaso beduru ho no plumbers a omo koye washrooms ahodo ne ade nyina no ho no mo because omo niama no 1 efe 2 ebo no eda fom pa obi etimi wura ho akotan de oto mienu miensa de konso a ne asa atwode esan edi aka ho umpewe na apede eba no eye PPR pipes fittings union nyina no etiefo ye de bebre edi aba oto ba ko abenya obeso tu ekoton so no so no nyina no ebi ewo ho a ebetimi aboa ye pa ye okuma se adum abinchi wona on Star Oil opposite ho ena eye Alicia Deco friend our 0558 063836 na mono eni enkomo Franco Trading Enterprise na yemfanwie me patro General Franco Sebra na abeto phone ni na already original was phone de enye store bia ni room se yakoto iPhone titru ni iPhone de me srew o to amoni na ho se enye Franco ento no kwa ho we say boys no must speedy papa o me twa 70 be wie no se on number 2 iPhone 2 na ya de twa iPhone 17 it was so open original iPhones akuta dia Franco Trading Enterprise Nokia Samsung you be able ho eban home appliances and so you be ho Franco air condition open smart TV ato and so size be up be ho and have a generator eban electric stove CCTV cameras in the na be ho blender microwave din na no ete for ya dia onsa and so ebetimi akabina bibia no ay kama pa enso edi amaw ene anopenti kokumasi adum so yem branches mbebe baako wodum ye ban ejaba jerry sanso ana adjacent old Melcom and afi opposite Kofo clinic and the new KJT honina no Franco ebie ayini bi ho so onsa betimi enso akamana bibia ay kama enso etimi edi amanti wo de frɛ number 0245 316969 na enomo eni eye enkomo yediwe na etwato fifi Manfred besase adiamai amwa automobile etiefo makacha say car na wo kwa kospray no ade ba kopa ese omo wani ko ho ehuhia mimi say na minim nansia na mihu awo say car no say ye best na befa eye body work no so ho preparation so ankoyi a obo so best spray car na be wie no na ade da ho ma car no enyefe amo ade wo kwa omo eye ultra modern machines na ye de prepare car no ho ye wi na de akoshe do ultra modern eye oven ni spray ya spray wie no ye yipia ni asan enso polish ama wo kona car ni so I'm telling you say one odo car ni so car no enti and I'm so so spray o car ne emu line na se opese line ne ma wo ana wo crack cars efra bruchire at the ba accident car me patron ho asesie ani bibia no eye amwa automobile ana ati for me kan for mo e dia ma ye apem so ya kumase apem so fair junction hona no wo dia wa yina fa number 0244 465764 yaro probanum awo ha ombabo ama bibia kama 10% discount and so orokodo ayintwem okwa ye adwani na awia na yate 10% no enso edi afri ho edi ama fifi Manfred ashe dwumadi na say edi ama kovi good morning na what to say
me ado bi aboko
edi nyame ase how's the night
oh we are fine
oda yi
we are solid sounds we dey so kama
why oh yeah bibia kama say mitimi dapa
too much is pay
enye pe
too much is pay
no obi nche city nche Arsenal
that is it's just 6 points
I know
yeah so it's just too much
but 6 points it be what is 12
no this 6 points not 12
I know.
In Manchester United's case a 6 point 12 now against Fulham and Brentford this season Ruben Amorim kwa way to Anfield they could share Liverpool who are the defending champions
I didn't know what you mean.
In American, so if for me, Michael,
because in him say sad games in the boarding.
Exactly. So that's exactly.
Those are big games, you know. The motivation is there to play.
Exactly. So in American, will say that's why don't Manchester United fans should not get ahead of themselves and think say you are out of the woods.
No problem,
oh, me, I'm doing my job. I'm an analyst. That's what I'm being paid every day to do. To be me, oh, now, oh, supporting United into me, so, oh, Manchester United, I think they need to calm down. This weekend is going to be against Fulham. Prepare against Fulham. United will a full week to prepare against Fulham. Fulham be Jaibo and I'm a United abo. That's a different story. If you're able to break down Fulham, then you know that you are there consistently. And then after the season, United do a proper justification as to where they want to go, squad planning, squad profiling. Then maybe the club can get back to where they used to be. But of course, United media can say or enjoy the days of Michael Carricker. You can't fault them because it has been tough.
And I think me know what I'm doing. Also, sa games in Fulham money, Burnley no. I mean, tricky banana skin.
Very, very tricky.
When you be back also no, either as well Bodwa no show.
Yeah.
Inti how them know what I'm doing. Me know what I'm doing 100%. If you never that one na me yesa oba. Ona we Chelsea ni. Inti also me busa question na of course oni ni na edisa nkomowi. Liam Roseni e ba you know.
Yeah.
So far I think we're about saying 5 matches right?
Yeah.
The performance no who is saying they different. Bibi Sonko Ben or ba o hwe on the previous coaches or my back on. Dia Sonko bi no dia back Chelsea team no.
I think there was a Liam above 5 matches. Na Emma Liam analysis every day. If you catch him in terms of prepared better, is the fact that we're in all competitions. FA Cup, Carabao Cup, Champions League, and then the league. The league we were against Brentford and then Crystal Palace. Champions League we were against Pafos, Ochina, we were against Napoli, and then in the FA Cup we were against Arsenal. Then in the EFL Cup we were against Charlton. We were against Charlton. Which was a time na Enzo Maresca won. Na Chelsea problem any beating of the big boys. No? Chelsea this season and Liverpool. Or Paris Saint-Germain in the off-season. Or Barcelona this season. So playing against the big boys or draw against Arsenal with 10 man. So playing against the big boys particularly has not been a problem. The problem for Chelsea has been say how they can be consistent with their results and also beat the smaller teams. And then Chelsea fans in the week say Enzo Maresca performance no na he wasn't getting it consistently, but in all of that he was very close to the top. Honestly, I feel say Liam Rosini Bayern. I say in his own thought of the job, it was sometimes obi tin ba be fair duma. But in your teaching he was trying to ask himself, eduma we say me saka. Then I meet me na say Sanyama. What are the opportunities that are easy to grab in the early stages of the job that I can win people over? I think that what Liam Rosino recognized was in two folds, and I don't know me try to expansion here. One, the psychological bit of the game at Chelsea, and two, the tactical bit, and also how he was going to marry the two to get consistent results. Which Sobekara last season, Abana Enzo Maresca won the first season, and maybe he was very close to winning the league. Okay, and it's a job for Komis and he said, is the team ready to win the league? Enzo Maresca can say Debbie. Or when he say, it will take it it will take it 2 years, 3 years.
Kofi, Michelle, I don't know, so I'm fixing here. So now, I'm fixing as a call on and off, so I'm distracted me. Yet you find me so, when I'm fixing here, and I feel Yentua and common so. Again, Miss Sampacho beam, and your network in a high pa Monfanchain. I want some more complaining be you try so hard. Sir, you bet me a solve it. A problem in the amamti. Mom bear with us. Nanyan and Kakakasa, young Fanconia, and your boapayokra. Network and I go. You say the BBI come on.
Means a cardia.
It's okay.
It's likely okay. Okay. So, what I'm trying to say is that last season, Abuna Enzo Maresca Ekwakoji or close with Liverpool in terms of winning the league, Now, journalists be so bet me. You remember the refrain? untimi nje yinya ntubase kakra which one kasa Liam was no buy and come with the baby look at them go now cry masho because of man say okay we can win today, we can win now. For me, I think that is why he realized that there's an opportunity. Let him imbibe confidence in the players. Jimmy said they are good enough.
And the supporters as well.
Yes, and the supporters as well. See, you meeting here. And I tried to explain on the very first day I came here as a Rich, what is the worst that will happen to Liam? That is the worst. Even Carlo Ancelotti has been sacked from a job before. So it is not going to be something that has not happened before. So that is the psychological bit of the game. And to be very understand, the psychological part of the game is very important in playing against the small teams. Like you said, there is intrinsic motivation against the big boys. The world is watching. A big game will be a share. But when you play against Fulham, you find results, you find ways to get results around them. You see, tactically, I don't think Liam Ayenyoma giddy baby. Because I've heard him still say in the press, say, Ejuma Enzo Maresca here as base for Chelsea tactics is good enough. So he just have to make specific tweaks in getting them down. In the few games that I've watched Chelsea play this season, Rich, I've seen some of them. And no one can do a TFO through some of them quickly, just so we can get to other matters and also discuss them. Which when you say, Liam Roseno say Oshe games at Chelsea abo in the last few games against the smaller side, no. Nania a part to do is to break down those sides. Over against Crystal Palace, how to break them down. Over against Paphos, how to break them down. Over against Fulham, how to break them down. You see, Rich, sometimes also the focus is too much on just breaking down our teams. No, it's breaking down our teams. You are focusing too much on breaking them. Nobody can attack a show. This has been very, very clear with Enzo Maresca. And that is why for me the game against Crystal Palace was telling. It's a game against Crystal Palace. Now Crystal Palace 3-5-2. It means that the middle of the pitch was constricted, very, very compact. And Enzo Maresca, he would have played in a 3-1-6. 3-1-6, they say upper 6 players in the opponent's last line. It will be a 3-5 Omega overload of 1. But what Liam Mosenier decided to do is that he doesn't want the 3-1-6 because so about 3-1-6 now. Oh, break you down when this annotation, this area massacre. He will suffer to break them down. I become more can say so he rather went into a flat 4-3-3. And in the 4-3-3, it's a Chelsea Kitabona, a 3-3 in this area. So Enzo Fernandez is both FIFO. I said both FIFO. Andre Santos. Which to the extent that when you look at the numbers of Andre Santos in this area against Crystal Palace, the young Brazilian player became the first Chelsea midfielder in the last 10 seasons to have 3+ of the following metrics in a Premier League game. Rich Onope, he had 3+ tackles in the game against Crystal Palace, 3+ interceptions, 3+ clearances, and then 3+ fouls won. So what that meant was that whilst and Enzo Maresca, the focus was an aggressive attack. Yanko overload them in the last line. Let's break them down like that. Liam Mosenier wants a much more balanced, patient approach. Yama Forest in Memphis Kaka. We'll find ways to get a job done. And in playing a bit Andre Santos, if there is a turnover, Enko Kamois I said on Kwao Park in Finfin. So I think that the metrics, the style of play, the positional freedom, and the intensity that I constantly talk about, Rich, it is good for the smaller teams. I won't be surprised if Liam Mosenier beats the smaller teams a lot. But maybe that may not work against the big boys. Maybe I said I was starting, Charlton Obesheno, Brentford Obesheno, Fulham Obesheno, Crystal Palace Obesheno. But Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal, to an extent Manchester United, he may struggle
so Maresca.
Yeah.
Now Maresca share big boys.
Yes.
But we share
smaller teams. Yeah.
But we now,
yeah.
Liam no.
Yeah.
On the ball now, I say low block teams,
Yeah.
better ways and means to beat you. But the big boys,
yeah,
a bad thing,
because big boys, everybody's playing. You are not coming to break a smaller team down. You open up and play. That is where you profile or attack a snake very well to get the best out of them. So that can go either ways. But it is very clear that from how he plays, he's going to get a success against us. I think so. China against Napoli will be a big test for him. Do you know why? There'll be a Napoli Dano. So man inside they're out. They will need to win tomorrow. Chelsea also need a win to guarantee a place in the top 8. What is going to be Liam Rossinia's game plan or China against Napoli? Is he going to go and play? And especially depending on how Antonio Conte plays our Champions League game in him. Will Antonio Conte shut up shop and ask Liam Rossinia to break him down? Will Antonio Conte open up when attackers and decide to go after them? And now the game against Juventus, Napoli and Juventus can provide a good template for him. Rich, me person waiting for share this annotation quickly, then we can move on to other things.
Over Champions League table now.
Yeah.
Napoli at that 25th.
Yeah, 25th, yeah.
I'm just 8 points.
See here 24 teams.
24.
Yeah.
And it means that so my team and Chelsea are playoffs in the man.
Yeah.
Champions League no automatically.
Yeah. Wow. Team of that 24 or 24th or how many points?
Olympiacos. Let me check Olympiacos points, you know. And also the same 8.
8 points.
Yeah.
So it means that Napoli needs to at least better the performance.
From PSV and Oven. I don't know that 22nd. No?
Yeah.
Obia 8. Even Bilbao, Olympiacos, Napoli,
yeah.
8. Yeah.
It means that Napoli have to find a way to win the game. Or my team are finding ways to win the game. Very, very, very difficult to do. And yes, sir, a very, very tough thing. In that regard, what's going on?
Chelsea for Nasha say a bopper to do good beer.
Say,
we play 10 weeks hamstring.
Padudogu, I said Padudogu when you play beer. I want to was it.
What's about to do good?
Too much is play. I want to was it.
Padudogu you play beer.
Padudogu play a beer. Padudogu ya. We see Padudogu play. We are mashu giri.
Oh, start you.
And then Bomo brother the other way.
And then Bomo this one to me, bro. You're born.
Hamstring injury.
Hey, Charlie.
That's bad news for Manchester United.
10 weeks, 10 weeks.
Very, very
bad.
And
Ranteneko. Well, who's they saying go fan for? Ranteneko for anyway, you move on. And the news about no. But the Dogu, according to you, say 10 weeks, you know, better.
It is going to be a very, very big test for Liam Rossinier, to be very honest. And like I'm saying, I just want to pass through with these things for you. Say, Oshe tactical board no swar. Time when Chelsea yes or more build up against Crystal Palace. Which instead of under Liam Rossinier, 3 centre backs will build up. No, this time Liam Rossinier considered the goalkeeper as part of the centre backs. It's 2 outside centre backs and 1 goalkeeper. And Washa, Crystal Palace for a pressing very aggressive in FIFA because for such teams that's the plan. Yeah, now central progression. But instead of under Enzo Maresca time at 3-1-6, and it's not bad, different principles and plans to win a game. Liam Rossinier wants the 2, and you can see them here. Andre Santos, Moises Caicedo to receive the ball in that area. Andre Santos on just the 2 players at all. One thing I've also realized with Liam, they say, Rich, now again, look at the 2 players. Crystal Palace are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players. Luis James has not inverted. Mark Kukurea, and a full inversion. But it's the 2 midfielders here. For the very first time, no inversion, but a natural midfielder to be able to progress the ball from there. I think, and Oshe after the game, Liam Rossinier spoke about it. No, say the beauty of having Andre there is that it allowed Moy to stay in the middle of the pitch. So he's using Moise Caicedo more as the box-to-box hunter. And I think that is the strength. Who said Declan Rice? Since on the ball, I go do. Declan is now playing as a box-to-box midfielder. I think that is where the strength of Caicedo is. Or box-to-box. Emma Asema de Diametaka, which is the counter press, no works better. Because the counter press is that you should be intense enough to win the ball back. And against smaller teams, one key thing that you need is sustained pressure. And you need the counter press to be able to sustain the pressure up and down the touchline to get the job done. For me, those are the clearest of things that I've seen from Liam Rossinier. and in the style of play, which is three things. First, the intensity and sustained pressure. Again, also the proximity of the midfielders. Not as you can see here, Enzo, Andre, and Moses Caicedo to combine and play one touch to play out of the congested central area. Find the fullbacks and the likes. Again, also finally, the counter press and intensity, which has been very, very high under coach Efren and Liam Mercenary. We'll see if we will be able to get success consistent. And I think Yami Admochina maybe provided a huge test for him.
I say no. I ran to baby some questions. Carrick no by idea no different. Coaches now came no moment all of a sudden that's about win result. And I'm saying, look, sometimes football and yet tactics giddy biao. And you man the psyche of the players.
Yeah.
And when you say Carrick ba dia ba ko po be and say Obeka players this is Manchester United namobono. Result oriented team. And yeah, result. Ebi a what Brentford the whole board dry normal. Osha fine. Ulusua your fans say a game no. But Manchester United so tron ebi a Brentford bini and yebeshawa the supporters will come at you. So when you say dia ba ko po young word is the psyche of the players. Now the old tricky nyema ba ko mienu bi ensa bi profiling of players and no one any big bia.
You see who's a so profiling of players in the camp is important too.
Yeah, very important.
It's very, very important because
Kobe, and Patrick Dogu.
Yeah, even away from Patrick Dogu, we spoke about Patrick yesterday, but look at Kobe Menu. Kobe Menu coming into the midfield of Manchester United has granted Bruno Fernandes the ability to go forward and be the 10.
Yeah,
and you get the best out of Bruno in that area.
Because Bruno on your tackler.
Exactly.
Bruno
it helps the team. But for me, again, I want more gameplay. Smaller teams, then you can assess Michael Carrick better because again, Manchester United versus Arsenal this season, first goal of the season. Arsenal winning 1-0, but the better side was them. The better side was Manchester United. I've seen Manchester United go away to Old Trafford, to Anfield, and then beat Liverpool. This same Liverpool team. So this weekend against Fulham is big. Marco Silva. How will Manchester United face it? Because Omako away twice. Omako Emirates, Omako Etihad. How do you play against Marco Silva at home? How is the game state going to be like? Very, very, very interesting, and we see how Manchester United.
How's the draw at that? Where you know, dear
Which, you see, if you have top talent, and you're able to keep your money at that, and Paris Saint-Germain for that draw, then they've taken the boy away from Barcelona. But again, nada, sir, because which. What was the pathway of Joe Fernandes to the Barcelona team? Very difficult as a young player. So Paris Saint-Germain, in the last few games, who is it apart from Chelsea? Paris Saint-Germain are the youngest team of Europe, especially in the Champions League. IB Mbaye of Senegal. What's his name? Desiree Doué. Badi Bakola. Very, very young boys in their team, and they are playing. It looks as if Luis Enrique has done a good job on Drew. Convinced him to sign a contract until 2030. And Barcelona phoning him that Paris Saint-Germain phone him Mokasa. Omu him said Paris Saint-Germain any draw agents need come. In fact, Draw himself had told Barcelona phone in the dressing room. Say there's a likelihood that he may leave Barcelona and it's Paris Saint-Germain that he's going to go. And now the deal became official. And Luis Enrique has gotten his man. It's very sad because you would have expected Barca to keep their play. And Barca value the boy. Right? Nhyira said Aaron say Barca are getting just 6 million euros. 6 million euros
for such a talented boy.
For Drew. They wanted him to wait and sign a long-term contract, professional top contract. Then they can put a release clause in it, big one. But the boy, I got to the point and Paris Saint-Germain tapped in on him. And now,
also the reason saying free Barcelona.
Oh, game time. Feels like
young.
Which the young boys today, time number, we're 17 years olds and 19 years olds. Lamine Yamal is saying, on Yinchen Bibrisa, Joe is a young boy, however, but he feels that there's an opportunity at Paris Saint-Germain. And Rich, look,
and to me about Kofi, me to the point now, say we are playing to Barcelona, say players being sure there's will be a
yeah.
But what is the guarantees of PSG? with your age.
Yeah.
Any players now also we are guaranteed up about.
Which anything that make us say Paris Saint-Germain have shown that they play with those small boys. Ibrahim Mbaye is just 16, 17 years of age.
Now say Barcelona almost 17, 18.
Exactly. But in that position where he plays, that is where Barca's best players are. Which Barca and Fifi fire in what's his name? In Pedri and then Frankie de Jong. And then the injury of Marc Bernal and Casado. It will be hard for them to break into the team. So, yes, you can understand. I think that sometimes, which Barca fans understand that they will keep you the best talents. Some of them will go. Metisan see the Tafle because Ontina Barca and Barca, you play again. He will play with the best players in the world. Hansi, he's going to play with the Ballon d'Or winner. Yeah, they are best players at Barcelona too, but he's going to play the Ballon d'Or winner. So those are also best players in the world. Now, and Juan Laporta in Radio Catalonia, he expressed the feeling of all Barca fans. Also, it has been an unpleasant situation. Because not Barca fans say, Paris Saint-Germain for real boy, no. They were using his agents. And as it Flick made it clear, it's official. The young man is going to go out of Drew. And this personal message or they told out. Also for him, he has loved Barcelona. It's been 4 years since he has been there at age 14. And for him, Barca is always going to be a part of him. He's going to be a Barcelona player. DBR, and he would love to be with Club Friend Football Club Barcelona, which Barca and Cry in the last few years, every club, here they are. We've had some go to Saudi Arabia. We've had some go to Paris Saint-Germain. Magui also, who left for Chelsea Football Club. Clubs are starting TSC Lamasianim because any of Biana producing Filamasia will be in the Barca first team. So most of those boys also get to go elsewhere to go and play their football. Even Abantia friend Fabio Blanco will now with Villarreal. Of course, Abantia, your friend Estens also with Sampdoria. So there are a lot of the other teams over there. But Barca have good news also. His extension of the contract of Abantia friend Fermin Lopez. What a player!
1 billion euros release clause. This open so far Fermin Lopez Kotrega 1 billion. The funnel. We did a Saudi for Gromundimi. Obiama. 1 billion.
Yeah.
I know thing.
1 billion euros. That's what they've put.
No more. Dia Shemino. It do maybe no bezo move. Obenya team Yamnedia.
Oh, who say a 5 year
paperwork?
Yeah, 2031. There can always be a way out. In fact, they can decide to go against it and sit down to talk.
Okay. So they are no problem.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm more yes to scare.
Yeah. We should name the specific details of what will get him out. Right? Make him say 1 billion you come for a particular number of years.
Okay.
Maybe the extension is to 2031, which but the 1 billion is for just the first 2 years and our first 3 years.
So I can't only be more honor yanti the
okay. Extension is for 5 years.
And I will pay. I don't know. On and off, ye pregna. Young rapper about Barcelona issues na yemfa.
Let me see.
And to us, maybe I say
if your extension, for 5 years, but the 1 billion you bear for the first 2 years, the first 3 years. After that, maybe now it goes down to negotiation and all of that.
So, for example,
the
amount of 5 years. 5 years, the amount, no. Maybe the first season and now the second season, we ban also power dia.
1 billion. Yeah, 1 billion.
No, say outside 2 years they for dia.
Maybe from that time you can discuss. Exactly.
Exactly.
See,
very nice.
It's just paperwork, but then that is an important player part for Football Club Barcelona with the work that they've done in that regard. Which, those are I'm saying now. If you look at the conversation around Xabi Alonso and Hendrik Akakoyo Leona. You saw the game Leon Hendrik about this weekend.
Boha trick. No. It's about 3 matches. Tell
you man of the match awards near game from Hendrick. You see, it happens. Me on for Xabi. Because even under Ancelotti, Hendrik wasn't playing. The thing is that the Madrid job in the last few years, pressure probably has become more. You see, Rich, after Barcelona edged the Spanish La Liga, no, for a lot of people, including myself, now Xabi Hernandez every club, no, which he looked as he said, Barca were going to strike Okaka. And also coinciding with the fact that Barca had bought Mbappe to come and add to Vinicius Jr., the likes of Jude Bellingham were there, added Franco Mastantuono, wanting to get Junior Edson. The thought was that Barca have quality team. to compete with the Barca side. All of us say that Hansi Interflake was just handed bare bones to make magic out of. Marriage. Xabi Alonso struggled with Hansi Interflake. Ancelotti. And Xabi Alonso some of us struggle with Hansi Interflake. So two coaches that are struggling because Madrid fully believes you have more investment. You arch rivals. No, almost said any players just the young boy from the La Masia. So we should be able to beat them, but that's not working. Into coaching Yaba, they will not look at developing the young Hendrick and giving him time to succeed. He will get it. Alright, in Lyon, he's playing a French football, a transitional game, up and down the touchline. Or better not expecting him. He will be relaxed. He will want to play the football without the pressures of wearing the white of Real Madrid. And for me, that is the very first thing. When players feel trusted and then they are calm and relaxed, they're able to get the results over there. And first, at age 20 years, Abrantia friend Ronaldo and also Abrantia friend Hendrick, 19 years of age, and when you're the first hat trick for team my friend in Lyon. Trent Alexander-Arnold is coming. Whose story we last week, and I wanted to talk about it. I saw people mentioning that Trent Alexander-Arnold, Abelua friend, say he's going to leave the club. It's not true. Trent is going to be at Madrid. He was just injured. And only Antonio Rudiger gets him back to full fitness. Although Avera Belua no crowd, but what contract? How much contract does he have? What's the contract length on Madrid want him to say that we are going to let Trent Alexander-Arnold go? I mean, I think those were just used to sell papers. But Trent Alexander-Arnold, a future at football club, Real Madrid, in that regard. My name is any of the questions I will wait for. And then there will be some one or two. Yeah,
the UEFA Champions League, you know. But the enquete here for so Chinano games in the Omo pet.
Yeah,
because Chinana ye Champions League first phase, you know. In the above matches in the Chinano 18 matches, right? Because now 9.
Yeah,
I can't in album na Yabon Yami Adma Ochina, of course. Ebetina say na ya preview of games in na
yanko free omudia no mu discount office mo
ma ebi ma omuntu correction
omuntu correction mo that's you do omo awozo mo correction omo no mo yo investment anko yi omo to mo le musu ekoyi oboso na the Champions League in all day Tuesday but their German Bundesliga and some other matches be on Mamake Kabom just faka create to a chike so that we prepare for tomorrow. I'm very expectant saying ne coach ne bebo eboa then you get enough money to invest in Ochina Champions League matches na boniti. Mama first our coach ne ma wonu eti for first one a BW 360C 602E. That is the first one. Second one a BW 360C 45DC. Third one a BW 360C 3385. The fourth and the very last one a BW 360C 2D DEA. Rich, these are codes and Medema on what for say Evan Kofi can in preparation for the Champions League.
Okay, Ochina no said the medical cano 18 solid matches. And Yababo the UEFA Champions League in Tichina there. I am saying China never cry. Was over we can cry so some
United phone
open mess actions in the
United phone over command center. See where they getting now. Hey. Wait, Madrid in the Madrid match. Yeah, Barca in the Barca match. Day TV rooms now. And I'll be at the University Hall TV room, Katanga TV room, to watch with the boys in tea. We do our see German and will enjoy the games. Come on.
Alright, and you told me then so Mama in Shabanzo 4.5. I bet need soa. As a good morning, Richard, don't panic. Manchester United was late their winning race against Fulham. Made them confident to hopper and yes, meaning say Manchester United sometimes we struggle against the small teams in Fulham. We struggle, especially as I aqua away to Fulham and meaning say they are almost stretching Kakrabat you be them say in the area nti saa games ni na no yade a enwo adwuma kama pa me kwa ma no so na yedi nkomo kakra na afi ya befie quickly na edi afisam no atom so me ne CEO Adema Nation FC Yera Kennedy Buachansa na edi nkomo ene anopai Ken Otimenka good morning
Yeah, you are something in Pacho Martin.
Ken Pacho Martin.
Yeah, I made the Martin official council.
I think come to official na Nations FC. Na bibia yi na Yaji League no. Amen. Me too nka na che but men den.
It was a week out na you took quite big into our pressure kakra.
I understand.
And I'm more time there.
Okay.
Na kwesi ala
kwesi ha.
Makwesi afisi apa. Fashion so bana afisi apa. Amo family na shey go don dey
Afeda do afide na to Hansha 104.5 ya ni Kennedy Buache ansa on a CEO Adema Nations FC and no pay no na eni no edi eye enkomo Ken minim say ye bedi Nations enkomo no but first of all yen league is say yabo aye week 22 I think sorry week 20 sorry that is every 20 edna yabo na anopay na me share league table no and it seems like points na bobo so and utie nipa ni be before so I feel league so after week 20 now it means that your league now been very very competitive because league here from the other relegation akopim even 1600 there krano we draw ana olusu match na we question there pe otumi overtake no epia we question eyamre no ano just say league no have been very very competitive even so full said there be enya sa na tie league no a from the war enti na ama points no enso bobo so no CEO Adema Nations FC and of course when you say your local football is no where the actually pa so far after big 20 no your league no because you jina
Richardo I'm san chief for you league no I'll say my share Ghana football since 1988 let me akwa kete or bossy Michelle League, Mekai, the days of Osado Sampaio, Aldo Kochi, Obato Gofields, Mekai the days of Coach David Booth and the late Sherato Field. Now I'm the coach of Gofields, Mekai the days of Odamian Puma, Jonas Akoli, Simonado, Nimam Boraki, me other players, I'll call that team, Toko, the legend Kusiapia. And then I'm Pierre Coach Pamanso, Antonio Shekwajo. Name them, Oko House of Folks who are Bernard White in the other place, no. Oko Olympus, Amwatevia, a very tough defender. But you see that changing times, same time, Papa Motan, no more try about to Pio. Now, I'm also a question guarantee. They say it's where you prepare a Paboa, I know the times of years no, and they no end. This season, I'll say the league has been extremely competitive. My core league match in the summer for last weekend, I was summer boy. A very highly competitive game, and I really sense that I game, I will TV so. Osha Nations and Instagram Blacks, I about 1-1. A very highly top level game. Or the protocol game in Kraman said that we highlights. I will ask him against Baseke Holy Stars. Look at the quality of goods that protocol sharing. And Nhyira, member of the Abano Sabaso for the financial intervention before the start of the season. That's the 1 million Ghana cedis now. I may it will be any break. She said the OG League now, what's another 2 million Ghana cedis. And that's huge money. So, what's spending in year between the youth associate team for next season. And Tina, I'm a league in my competitive channel. I wouldn't agree to the school of thought that you're legging off from. Legging was so far.
Now to the team, OSCU, which is Air Nations FC. Yes, and him say, team no buy and share danche be idea, but kakra much we league no, I'm be who say we are forced to reckon with, because the last 2 seasons here, move very very close and come with me at the Ghana Premier League 1 or 2, even a buyer and to me I'm more Angie League, no, but. So, share and no now they have shared this season. I'm so story no se kakra because this season, as I say, na me sign a share a league a table no. And no share nations just a call a 12th position with a 24 points. See you a ban sign a team at a point. Now mutimi league money ye. Now for this season, I say result no. I wish you washi motion ne. Adia cheni ashemo moba draw ni ashemo sa moba wini ba kubi. What is going on? What is the problem?
Well, I wouldn't say it's a problem, but your current team is a team in transition. Was already the players are using last season. Almost already 60-70% and then cut team no. And then we also decided that we'll bring in match on that players. We said over the investment that are coming to Ghana football move from Kotoko to Nations FC. Over investment many and then president of Nations FC design Chembodu and then in the Kitwa Portugal for Ghana football move. We should find a way to also recoup part of the investment. It's not just about aiming to win a league, but there's at a point so also to me Toby now ultimately as kind of basic team and the focus changed from say the far and penetrate and we also decided that and we also bring in some real players. Again, yes, actually, like you say, now you think direction, so now I'm saying, we don't know, I perform Kaka. So we brought in coach performance, so and our test the fact that in as much as the kind of results are cool performance that was super. The only thing left is say coaches was back to say normal vacuum in the BA. And I believe say the money in ecosystem and one for betting systems in fact. I can't afford to match the ball. Anything can happen. Until the better say any hopeless situation. Because we hear younger boys number now, bit of brand now on more this level of Ghana football before. Or had or more this level of Ghana football before. You're right, Makulias or more this level of Ghana football before. And to me, I bet take your time and sana. Or make me get into the group of the Ghana Premier League. And it's the performance now quite inconsistent.
Inside get here for Safi now do a video no atoha. Insurance of 4.5 year name CEO the man Nations FC. Ira Kennedy Bwachansa and AD and Komo Ken Guame. Say be a man tini ye dia. Baby me tisana will can say oh now the focus and now target no as a sakaka because previously no. Nanka mu empa ne se mo beje the Ghana Premier League but as time goes on no I'm saying niama sesa kakra to the extent some person mo investment enti players ni ento bi nesika na ebeba no yemfa mo 8 no ho branye sa
esa pepe fize sebio datachi e de sika e sheti no pai sometimes the bomb match we na me sika on spend there I'm just say you offer a secure crowd on every day. And he's so passionate about Ghana football. He believes that and also the contribution to the youth of Ghana is through football. But I also believe that I say yes to me say football in the and also you focus on just your unique games required. So focus on say it me and my boys in opportunity. I'm also going to quite I'm not too quick about Kakaba team in the Botoma. I'm also not better Kakada so bottom at the Combo Mobisia. I think now focus on Sakaka. But that's how we started. We have heard the boys no more than so. So far, and I say we got an invitation from the Fusa team, that's the Fusa national team. Ifa, John Ifa, he's a new player. Your friend on the Fusa national team. Other players too. National team coaches also know and be sure about their ages near that. It's not to tell you that something like is being done, just that the league results, and are inconsistent.
I see. And he said, me a nation services support and I meet Kennedy Boachans or MEC wa. That was me lower my expectations kakra for now because now the focus to win the Ghana Premier League, in Shedeni Hosa, but you manage it to kakra na I'm
not saying focus in the Ghana Premier League. So the thing is that
but can say all players now don't be there. Edia team na ho den ba from kakra. Meaning so to
sir, in can form of Castle, I'm say Mukaba. Say o kofa obi frima say odi dey oba no ono say either the same level and say
equally
or higher there.
Okay.
Higher than the all cover. But like I said, they shouldn't lower the expectations because your main target class for this season say to make Africa. And Africa say your Africa be get team and Nyamia no Suslan your FA Cup. And more lower expectations. Expectations in the Amuluwa, they are for team. The League in Ghana, we can aim for the MTN FA Cup. Say it's a Maya draw no. Your next draw black and a ball on the round of 16.
Okay, Matthias from that point part. Now, some comment I do already so supporters are Omo Enko stadium. First of all, Mimi Sound Sabran Kasa the Omo fans number.
Oh, this is a South Africa crowd, I must admit. Well, last is the numbers now. Apart from a crowd, but we should understand saying the Ghana Premier League is so competing with the most of the European leagues. And at a time in our matches, I know in the European leagues, matches may be a classic. Meaning that I know man who are affecting attendance at most venues. But Mr. The result of the good game. No, we got a number of more stadium. It was good. Last Sunday, of course, the numbers were quite good. The numbers were quite good. Advantage consistently. Your bare 2,000 supporters are almost every game number. And also advantage, a peculiar situation because of roads, no. And the best a penny for Secretary General Minister, and they are penny for a quite no boy. She say investment see the play up Aquana everywhere. Already your Richard and so or free the area, our bonus says. Indeed, yes, about the fire insurance and so say, Samaya. Because in Futura, Richard, I appeal to you, sir.
I know. Okay. Ken, coming more cordial, but sometimes I hate there be a problem because, of course, me no problems, the Nyafini I have a problems was them. Who is a solution saying, and now you're saying, and then supporters and back to the stadium zone in games and anything?
Well, solution we need to appeal to the communities, and I think it's not just meetings. Say strategies are a bit to me entirely supporters among mobile stars. I never your youth team. I from young nations. Almost every game they have about 30 to 40 young boys between the ages of 8 to about 12. Almost every game they are around about. Another strategy is influence schools now. To say nursing school now, the second cycle institutions, Jackie Primary Secondary School, and other schools now. Mama every game at no cost to them. And you better say you better. The case in FM. Now, Aquina the American, you appeal to in Kronkra, area or Jackie Pranso, Putoja, Kuntunanse, Kokofunin, Kronkra, Swedro, Abrancasi, and Kronkra. They should own the team. They should see themselves as part of the team, not say, obi na di team about and your supporters leader is honorable or you any bench any other guys no omo ye adwuma pa yi na support omo bo adwuma pa yi because every game be hard omo so try so mobilize supporters omo about stadium nti e ga kan adwuma ye nya no se ke ho ni
Ke na ukoi menim sanya me adoma Friday mobo against informed mediama. I'm wanting to say na yemfa community so.
And one day you go so as we speak team training. We training until Thursday now. The game is successful on Friday. We know some mediama a very good team. We are form this season now. And almost secure one more team makes them a difficult team to beat. But you ensure more on the meeting account wall. If you do here to say you ensure me the ever. Yakoni Yako. We are going to say Asantimai and any medium echo. If you say, I was not a queer or Betiasi later, or family time at Yasi. And Tian Fanny Asantimani Bomati, Kumatifoni now sombra, Mabua, Nation FC, intimation media.
Ken, there's more the best.
That's not. We there, my main matter to
no problem.
All about her game the piano, so you have beautiful replica just so 250 CD space. And see, I will say, on bar.
On fancy camera.
On fancy camera.
Okay.
We met what to be at channel, but no, on fancy camera.
Scout, no more money to you.
I don't know. I heard you sneakers nice. And the replica just so maybe Dr. Family Sports Complex. And I see all your social stations in our now. We quite the replica just to be at all. 250 CD space.
Okay. Ken, that's it for an open time on the Amai. I'm sure. See you at the Nations FC Kennedy Boachi Ansa and at the Encomobi Alpha Ye League no ho and on one casa team. I first Nations FC. Akwakudi Encomo. He told me then so far Emamo. Na yesterday show me catch them say per se extensive review of our league, especially with the league table no zero table na so as so ne form dina and diama afi league me make say that school of thought o kase in league emu nya dentina as a points na bobo so no I disagree because for the very first time your league na ye bono afi opposition na be chesika obinya enti for instance otosu mienu a first no de obeje second beji bi Joseph Kaneno anka de obedi kan nyama ni sika wi a mo kan no obi anya bi but this season ya in such a way say position bi a obedi bia no awo sika obenya enti say bia me ye let's say baby any Gold Stars na say league no kura na me ntimi nya and say me pemi ho na me nyine mo say me tia top second because me top second at least me ntimi nya sika kakra a previous e bia nka me nya but that feed ye say me nyine mo me ntimi nya sa sika no enti ama so obi kura kotena baby me nka sa na na cost but say the ani na ntimi so ama for foot match ni ade no me oba me ka to say ama sa feed ye me nyine mo na position ekoyi a benya sika de afrim tinya de obefiu so enti ama afin league had been very 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 competitive say Oshe a league atwede no a because Oshe from 11th position All Blacks, Nations, Vision, Brekum Chelsea, Young Apostles Adeba Omas Sia Yakasei Senkiabo League na bi omko relegation Holy Stars Hohoi and 11 wonders obia because from All Blacks 24 23 23 29 enti points no boso enti the next game no o slepo ya the other watch no osha you san ho for example so team beat say Hoho United Hoho 20 points out that relegation bonkanim last but one which is the 17th position. So the next game of Bono Oshe na Holy Stars for no more than 16th ono no collusion it means that we 23 so now we are the other way na so be san ho a ono san so san no so a na so ma pay awo eye points sa de control sa because 23 enti Brekum Chelsea no mani ade Oshana Young Apostles kolusuni match a okọ we so shana Brekum Chelsea and so winning the game a twena be from enti ama this season no your league, has been very, very, very competitive. Sounds like coach Honoma. Mediama na all leading in league, over 43 points. And Santiago Tosumi, with 35. Between Omumi, 8 points, and a separate the two teams, Yami this weekend, Mediama airborne against nations. And said in a tale from Kennedy Hono, a fee and Yaman Queen from our nations. It is our game, no. I'm going to be normal cockable as our game, no. Which our game is very, very difficult and open at the two teams, no. And so in an enemy, and I can't see to say, Kotokomo be right home off. Say league no moon to me. Yes, so you say 8 points, catching up, adding. Go 8 points a part, yeah. So adding or no lose be also. What is the possibilities of matches now, no? Also, but still now, no Kotoko there. A show me team say league on person and so at the issue of still league in the more iron pa.
The last time we played at Chelsea, I told you practically that I wasn't happy. And today we were more composed. Tactically we were very good. We were focused, and then you see us. The attitude was superb. As a coach, you don't have to give up at all. Whatever the situation, you have to fight hard and then achieve, and then we are okay. When you look at the setup, tactical play, the approach, and the discipline on the front by the players also well.
Okay, take time to say yes, 8 points, and a separate or more in the medium, but still now, no, on the GDC say league, it's not yet over. They will fight and make sure some meeting at league, at the SC Omo and now so MTNFA Cup. Fatilo, but it's a draw no my heavy.
I Richard the say an panel live on Premier Sports. We catch it was a 10 a.m. yeah, and on my don't know my heavy.
Okay.
Now games easy.
Where around saying?
Round 16.
16, okay.
Yeah. And I'm about 6 February, I got him 9 February. And everybody. Dreams FC and Interallies.
Dreams Interallies.
Of course.
And then Interallies almost a division say 1 and now 2.
1.
Almost 1 now. Okay. Into Premier back Division 1 back okay.
And 11 wonders and Atram the visa.
Okay.
11 wonders and Atram the visa. True life has to focus masters, I'm gonna do out of Lions. Timinim say we so commercial no. Say be also so omonchimo mo how say we so commercial art. Techima Liberty Youth and Real Tamale United. RTU. Asante Kotoko, defending champions. Omoni Adriana FC.
Kotoko no mai?
Adriana.
Wow.
Nyam kwada game.
Wani bohum.
Kotoko ne bohum. We so a passion.
What a man.
Asante Kotoko Adriana FC.
Wow.
Brekum Chelsea and Tamale City. Brekum Chelsea and Tamale City. Mediama and Samatex. And Afi Nations.
Another cracker.
Aye. Mediama Samatex. Nations and Shedro Oblast.
Wow. Sciences should be na menko ayo.
Dreams FC versus Interallies. 11 Wonders versus Atram de Visa. True Life versus Heart of Lions. Techima Liberty Youth versus RTU. Asante Kotoko versus Adriana. Brekum Chelsea versus Tamale City. Mediama and Samatex. And Nations and Shedro Oblast.
Okay. Eti any MTNFA Cup round 16 no fixtures no and the yanko so na gobi na I mean Kennedy nsam no wo bibi kan na oni bibia kan so of course league there's this school of thought on few say I have very very competitive because points na bobo we bo margin no lose we share our son no e lose debi Chelsea league no our form 18 ama points no bi okra because baby ankia bodri bi unenam 23 near the it means that the league Edna I from Asante o coach sister na no Ghana Premier League no betimi age and I MTN FA Cup no baby also the Arabia.
Rich, competitiveness in itself doesn't mean say at the a year and I say a papa. And the last time when we changed the IFHS rankings of leagues, we are very, very low. When it comes to the quality of the league, then it will take some time to be able to find out how quality a team, a league is. As at this point in time, you ensure need the quality, sir. But of course, baby, I do say and we are looking at say competitiveness there. Say the one when you're strong, when you're quality, but we're competitive. You're holding the bimbe. When that's true, you're competitive, and you're competitive because you're holding the bimbe. Because I will share Kotoko today in the Ghana Premier League. Player na Santi Kotoko can buy, Samatex can buy. Today, Kotoko doesn't have anything superior to prize a young player who free a Tonsu. Say Brabebo Mami. That's even Bechem United in their prime cannot do. Even Omo Mobile League in Nations FC cannot do. Nations FC can say those things to those players. They can provide good salary. They can provide good, salary remuneration. On provide this okay. You bet me a GFA Cup, maybe Yensu League needs me budget. In the last few years, it is not the Kotoko in the hands that have won the league. Those days, now can be a Kotoko. Yes, Kotoko team 40 points by now. Hearts were bare 50 something. Those days, because both of them commanded the best players on the league, they had the most form of revenue. But you see, a whole park and people don't come. So now it's even better. Now, see, Rich, look at the last 4 years. Now share a comparison of the supporters, the geographical location of the clubs, any the size of a stadium. Omukita 50-seater, 40,000-seater, 30,000-seater, 10,000, 5,000, 2,000, 3,000, and they are all communal clubs. Samatex is a communal club. Samaboy is a small town in the western north region, and it's all called because of the timber mining. You're close knitted. If the company sets up a club and find ways to get the best players in and around the region, bring them together, and then make sure some constant community engagement, they will get them to come. And we'll bring us our atmosphere into creative of here. New home league games, we sat here and said, Ghana Premier League, the strength is about winning your home games. So Kotoko will come there away to Sama, but they will struggle to get a point. Oba Kotoko, Baba has posted a European game. 40,000 capacity, also 40,000, about 5,000 penaba. So it looks like scores. You understand? Yeah, about 1,000. Into Philly say away grounds. So yes, I think that's increased the competitiveness because the smaller teams or quote and unquote smaller teams also now can compete with the Kotokos and the Haas. But it doesn't mean that your league top. It doesn't mean that they are much improved. It doesn't mean that a league creme de la creme. Now we have still a long way to go. I think I am very much pleased with what Abayani GFA with giving the club seed money to start, because it's important to get capital. It's somewhere to start from. Some clubs are Yati Omonka, and I encourage the clubs not just on phone conversations on Kennedy Boachi and Samo. There should be constant conversation both on traditional and digital media. One thing I feel like the clubs don't do is they don't take advantage of digital media. Rich, digital media is the future. Whether you like it or not. It doesn't mean that traditional media be few no more. But even traditional media will now operate heavily on digital media. Because if you pick up your phone, you probably bring TV cry. They watch everything on their phone. We should be able to find ways to constantly market and work towards getting your clubs better. And for me, it starts with branding. Okay. So to me, branding or club well, then you can attract somebody. Bediama is on top of the Ghana Premier League. Mr. Muspaka, what's he doing well? He has gotten some likable minds who understand the game, and they've done the very good thing. Use the connects that they have in Takwa Damaya Bosuforo to come in and help the club with money. Then in and around that, get a quality players, get a good manager. Then at least presentation is important. Rich, you need a for Nyame miracle and whatever. Trust me, no matter the blessing God wants to give to you, it's important that the presentation of it is important. How you put things across. And Mediama is presenting himself as a top club. Kotoko same, Hearts of Folk same. I think say a league, we have a long way to go. But yes, it's competitive. Competitive enough alone doesn't mean say a top league. But the English word competitive, and it's clear because the people who have won. Okay. Which Atapukuba the last time, no, say the one of the goals of a Diana Sporting Club is to win the FA Cup. Also win GB in a very long time, and he wants to win it.
So when a league no win in there. Na obeso South Africa dem say as omo nko MTN FA Cup.
No, but one team here dey na pay no.
Kotoko. What a match.
Which that game can be bloody.
I'm telling you.
Because although Karim Zito has said that they want to win the Ghana Premier League, as it stands now also the FA Cup is more viable to win also.
Sure.
Inti Karim Zito so
what the league need now the MTN FA Cup need now.
Yeah.
Baby, I could obey me a fast
final.
Obey me the FA Cup now. League netting.
Yeah. And I say, you better boy do FA Cup final, no IM or final, then we will still be in the league. Yeah. The way that the league didn't conclude here. But if in their mind they're able to scale past this 1/8, no team could do final. Or at least more FA Cup final. There's something to fight for. For the people of Bono also, in recent days of galvanizing the community of Doma and then letting them understand almost and they should support the club and get results, no. Which almost many aji. Winning the FA Cup will sound like something very, very nice for them. In the last few games, our performances were league a little bit up and down. Kakra. They would want to use the FA Cup, which is such a fantastic pair. Why it will bring all sorts of things. Dreams FC against Interallies. Yeah, I don't know if you've ever followed or you know people who have followed Interallies before. In that area of Accra, in Tema area, no. Those days, not Interallies were league them. They had a huge following, and for them also, this is going to be a big game for them. Say, a chance to play further in this competition. I won't say Interallies these days, almost 2 players. This will give them a good chance because from this stage, Ghana FA Cup, I feel the camera is better than that. So they'll be able to platform players and possibly sell them. There is a Western Region derby. Oh,
there.
Oh, the Western Region derby. Media Money Samatics.
Yeah.
Western Region derby. Fantastic. Some media man that showed there, but also very, very huge game. We'll keep on talking about it, but Rich, we have some good games. Travel down to Techiman to play against Techiman Liberty. We'll see how it goes. The Ghana FA Cup in Rich.
As if I'm Pamcho, here now. Yemen to regiment in so Emma Shawanzo 4.5 yeba.
What's in the process? Maybe I'll say promo code ADN. No about Nhyira FM. Ashaho a basa automatically no. Yeah, chow £5 and €5 and you are more Europe. So America and Canada. Yeah, chow $10 for free. Who send this council? Yento tap send it here. No fee.
Hey, they just say okay, tap send. No.
Yeah, Ojo. What's on this channel? Okay, any I'm check them in Fro. Kaish, a soon tap send party jack. Mama, we are saying can you? Hey, remember that?
Offer, patch on my friend.
You know what when you say?
Masoya yes, nana.
Nothing.
Say baby, I'm to me. And I'm offer send me scan. Didn't can what they see will be sending per credit discount. You're the buy and so I make a year. I won't send me brave. I feel crowd move with some transaction or order.
Debbie. And catch your offer say on download do tap send. So download the tap sender or send this camera wire. About to mobile money and our bank account simple.
Tap send.
Yeah, tap send. Now okay, tap send it there. If you see a fan baby ubia, so what Europe and America, Canada. So kura Android so kuta iPhone and once we download the app na 2 phones so. In the process, maybe I'll say promo code ADN. No about Nhyira FM Ashaho a basa automatically no. Yeah, chow £5 and €5 and you are more Europe. So America and Canada, yeah, chow $10 for free. Who send this council? Yento tap send it there. No fee.
Hey, they just say okay, tap send. No.
Yeah, Ojo. What's on this channel? Okay, any I'm check them in Fro. Kaish, a soon tap send party jack. Mama, we are saying, can you? Hey, remember?
Ofa, pacha mama friend.
You know what when you say?
Masoya yes nana.
Nothing.
Se baby am tie to me. And me wo fa send me ska. Din kan wo de ko sin wo business ni pakura discount. Yo de ba yen so amiko yi a e ho sem bebre. Afi kwa do mo busam sem my transaction o hoda. Ah,
Debbie. And catch you, catch your offer say on download tap send. So download tap sender or send this camera wire. About the mobile money and our bank account simple.
Tap send.
Yeah, tap send. Now okay, tap send the dear. If you are safe for baby ubia, so what Europe and America, Canada, so kura Android, so kuta iPhone, and once we download app na 2 phones. In the process, maybe say promo code ADN. No about Nhyira FM asho a basa automatically no. Yeah, chow £5 and €5, and we are more Europe. So America and Canada, yeah, chow $10 for free. Oh, send this cancel, yento tap send it there, no fee.
Hey, they just say ukayo. Tap send. No.
Yeah, Ojo. What's on this channel? Okay, any mama check them some fro. Kaish, a soon tap send party jack. Mama, we are saying, can you? Hey, remember?
Ofa, pacha mama friend.
In the process, maybe say promo code ADN. No about Nhyira FM asho a basa automatically no. Yeah, chow £5 and €5, and we are more Europe. So America and Canada, yeah, chow $10 for free. Oh, send this cancel, yento tap send it there, no fee.
Hey, they just say ukayo. Tap send. No.
Yeah, Ojo. What's on this channel? Okay, any mama check them some fro. Kaish, a soon tap send party jack. Mama, we are saying, can you? Hey, remember?
Ofa, pacha mama friend.
You know what when you say?
Masoya yes nana.
Nothing.
Se baby am tie to
Aye, kama pa. Mami, sorry with happy birthday. Nyanko father Mukasiano, Emfa, and Memo, and they Gertrude appear. Gertrude appear, fear the Nipadona, Efren, Mabina, and then a birthday, Okosku, or University of Education, level 400, and a war. Mabina, happy birthday to you, Yamin Shaw. On your Kesepa, the Dabakuma Subia, and a special day in your life, Yankupon, and Yanina, Emfa. Na addition so awusua our University of Education no onyankopon emma nimdie nyansa emudo na onso efa nimdie obenya no efa beboa aye Ghana we e wanka so down for Julius and na ose yem show happy birthday eje for demasia ye kofa dum kase no e de amam ye ba ya na obra atoan say obra de nyasem gitu kra and some if you didn't and Kosoana and ha na ayema benwa any team no etrase na amo ede obra atoan ebra yakofa dum kase no enso ede abram yakam nyina